The Berenstein Bears and the Mad Informants. On Saturday morning, Sister Bay came home looking like a stormy cloud. She stopped up the front steps, started the house, and into the kitchen. "I'm never going to speak to that lazy Brian again," she declared. "Oh dear," said Mama. "Lizzie must have done something pretty trouble." "That's right," said Sister. "She invited me over to play wearables. It was supposed to be just two of us. But when I got there, Anna, Muffy, and Joe were already there with their Bearable dolls, and there wasn't any room for me." "But dear," said Mama, "it seemed to me that you can't have too many friends." "Yes," said Sister, "but Lizzie was my best friend, and you can only have one best friend at a time." With that, she tossed her Bearable's tote to Mama and stepped back out. Miranda Moss, who was about Sister's age, was in just as bad a mood as Sister. Miranda was new in the neighborhood. She and her family had just moved in around the corner from the Bear family. Miranda didn't want to move. She was upset about it. She was upset about leaving her friends, her school, and her neighborhood. "I know you're upset about moving, Miranda," said Mother, "but your father was transferred to the Beartown office, and we have no choice. Now, why don't you go out and have a look at your new neighborhood? Maybe you'll like it." "I'll go out and have a look at it," said Miranda, "but I wouldn't like it." Sister was sitting on her front step when Miranda came along. "Hello," said Miranda. "Hello yourself," said Sister. "I just moved in," said Miranda. "What is it like here?" "It's not like anything," said Sister. "It's just a place." Miranda looked around. "It's kind of quiet," she says. "I guess," said Sister. "A little too quiet," said Miranda with grain. Sister looked around. "Maybe it is," she says. Is that yours?" asked Miranda, pointing to Sister's bike trick. "Yeah," said Sister. Maybe we could go for a little spin," said Miranda. "You could show me around." "Sure," said Sister, mounting to tricks. "Hop on." Miranda climbed on the back. "Okay," said Sister. "Here we go." And off they went, Sister pedaling hard and Miranda hang on for their lives. "Good," said Mama, looking out the window. "Sister has found a new friend." "What's the matter with her old friend?" asked Papa, coming in from his shop from the cup of tea. Sister has following out with Lizzie Brain. "Nothing serious, just the usually sort of cup spat," says Mama as she watched the trick whiz by. "Any good hill around here?" asked Miranda, hugging Sister a little tighter as she paddled on. "Lots," said Sister, "but that Bear's Hill is the best. Can we try it?" asked Miranda. "Sure," said Sister. "It's this way. I know a shortcut we can take." The trouble was that the shortcut was not Mrs. McGrath's. "Hey-yo, Colbert," said Miranda. "Yippee-yow!" cried Sister. Miss McGrath was inside warehouse. Her be gone at the time and showed the whole things from her window. "My tulips," she cried. "My beautiful tulips. On off those cups looking Sister Bear, where I just might give her mother a call." Dear Bell Hill, that Bell Hill was very high. Sister hesitated at the top. "That's farm bound place down there," she says. "I know," said Miranda. We bought some vegetables from him this morning. Well, what? Said sister. Are we going to go down there here or not? Asked Miranda. It's gone down on sled lots of times, said sister, but never gone down on wheels. There always gotta be first time, says Miranda. Okay, says sister, taking her feet off the pedal. Here we go. The trouble was that was curved at the bottom of their bad hill, and they didn't quite make it. They rolled in Farmer's bin archers and into on his apple tree. They knocked down quite a few apples. Are you hurt? Asked Miranda. I don't think so, said sister. Hey, those look like a pretty nice apple, said Miranda. We're supposed to stay away from Ben's apples, said sister, but since they are already on the ground, that's just right, said Miranda. They scooped off some apples and put them in the pockets. Hey, how about you pedaling for a wheel? A wheel, said sister. Fine with me, said Miranda, all off the road. Munching apples, Farmer Ben was feeding his chicken at the time. He didn't know how it happened. All he saw were capsules up on his apples. Why, their sister bear and the new cow, well, their mother are going to hurt from me. What the big thing parked at the road? Asked Miranda, pedal on at the sister direction. That's Great Gus cement mixer, said sister. He must doing some work. Maybe we can write our name in the wet curb, says Miranda. The trouble was that they were already right dotted. Pedal hard, cried sister. Straight for the woods. Great Gus was jumping up and down and waved his swimmer smoother. That looked like a sister bear and a new moss calf, says Great Gus. He reached from his cell phone. I know a big way home, says sister, but we'll to cross the mud creek on those steep stones. But the stones were so for stepping, not riding. They fell in. It wasn't deep, but it sure was muddy. They pulled those slaves out and hauled from her. And in all, it had been quite Saturday morning. The phone in the tree house and moss house were ringing off the hook. Yes, Mrs. McRae, this is Mama Bear, Sister Bear, and another cow. Your trip? Oh dear. I think I know what's going on. I'm celebrating the year with it. Thank you for your call. Well, said Mama, turning to Papa. I was pleased when Sister found a new friend, but it's perfectly clear that this new friend is a bad influence. Meanwhile, over the Moss house, Mrs. Moss was on the phone with Farmer Bean. Miranda and a cop named Sister Belle stole your apple? Oh dear, I think I know what's going on. I'll certainly take care of it. Well, says Mrs. Moss, turning to Mr. Moss, Miranda seems to have found a new friend, but unfortunately this new friend is a very bad influence. At the treehouse, Mama Bear answered the phone again. Yes, Gus, this is Mama Bear. Road thought you're wet cement, sister, and another cow. How awful! I'm truly sorry, Gus, but I think I know what's going on, and I'll certainly deal with it. And to Papa, she added. That new cup is an even worse influence that I think sister not to have anything more to do with her. Mrs. Moth was just upset about sister and Mama was about Miranda. I gather the new friend is a cop named Sister Bear, says Mrs. Moss. I'm going to call and complain to her mother. No, I wouldn't do that, my dear, continued Mr. Moss. Not until but Mrs. Moss has pleased to call. She says. The line's busy. It was busy because Mama was trying to call Mrs. Moss to complain about Miranda. Just then, Sister came in the front door. My goodness, said Mama, you're a mess. Yeah, we fell into Mud Creek trying to ride across, but it was just mud. It's come off, said Sister with a grin. You certainly seem a lot happier now, said Mama. That's because I have a new best friend, said Sister. Her name is Miranda. That's something I want to talk to you about it, dear, said Mama. You and this Miranda seems to have been having quite time. It's had numbers of angry calls this morning, and I'm afraid that Miranda is what you called a bad influence, and I don't want you play with her anymore. That's not fair, protested Sister. It was my fault too. I just as much a bad influence on her as she was on me. Besides, we didn't get into trouble. Our purpose was kind of accident. Well, you two are going to have a making things right with your neighbors, explained Mama. Sister Bear and Miranda had a very busy afternoon. After planting some new bulbs, is Miss McGree's tulip patch. They stopped by, explained about the apples to Farmer Ben. Then they apologized to Grace for messing up his new cement. He was very nice about it. He even let them write their initials in corner and smoothly out with cement. The next day, Sister not only made up with Lizzie, Anna, Muffy, and Zill, she encouraged Miranda to again. After all, it was just as Mama says, you can't have too many friends. The end.